It's quite the drop, buddy. Are you okay though? No. No. Well, good day and welcome and thank you for joining me today. Today I am going to have a fun project because I am trying something completely new, and I'm excited to try this because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And that is to dye some clothes using natural products. Over the years, as I have been doing projects with clothing and sewing and doing all kinds of fun things, and experimenting is part of the fun, by the way, I wanted to learn to use natural dyes because part of the survival process is to be able to learn to do things in a natural way. If I had to go off grid or whatever and just learn things from scratch, that's the kind of survival skills that I've been trying to learn over the years. And I played around with dyes a little bit in the past using coffee and beet juice, but I have suddenly learned that the onion skin brings out a really rich color. And I was really excited about that when I seen this online. Who would have thought? I mean, I had no idea the onion skins was going to give a nice dye color. So I have 3 different experiments that I'm using right now, and that is the yellow onion, the red onion, and then some oak leaves, because the oak leaves is supposed to give this nice brown look, because to get the brown, you need tannin. And because of what I've learned with using my fish tank and taking care of my fish over the years, is that oak leaves is a great source to get tannin from. So that's why we went out into the woods and we got ourselves a whole pile of oak leaves. So that's what we have today. And I gave them a rinse. So I wanted to make sure they're nice and clean, which they are. And so I have 3 pots here, and we're going to try each one of them. So now I have 4 different shirts to do this experiment. I have 3 colors, 4 different shirts. And I saw somebody online using these onions to color their eggs around Easter time. And the eggs that they used were brown eggs. And the finished product was gorgeous, just a nice rich color. And so I wanted to mimic that from what I had seen. So that's why I have different colors with neutral tones to them. So I'm going to turn this t-shirt into a nice rich orangey color, whatever it produces. I'm also going to use these 2 into the red because I want to see the different tones. I want to see how rich the difference is between these 2 colors. And then finally, because I want brown, I want to see just how much of a brown color I can get. So instead of using the brownish colors already, that's why I went for the neutral gray, and we'll see if we get any colorization at all. What we need to do now is we need to put these into the pots respectively, boil them up, and then we're going to let them simmer for an hour. So let's start right now. Let's see what happens. Last summer, I went out to learn how to shoot a bow and arrow. The quiver that I bought, this quiver here, is a bit of a plain one. It's not really exciting when I put it on. And so, I even did this to jazz it up. I decided that I wanted to give it some Rob flair, so what can I do? Well, first thing I was going to do is change the color. And, I made this brace. I like that color. So I've already used natural colors before on other leather projects. So my drums that I made, they were done with coffee and beet juice. And so I'm going to try a variety of these and see what I can learn from this process to throw it onto this project here. So all of this is a bit of a learning curve. And just getting that. Look at that. Looks like a sunset. This is the tannin. A little pale. Look how rich that color is. Just gorgeous. So we're ready to put these in now. I can tell just by the color that I really wish maybe I had more onion in there. I could drain it all and it'd probably be a good thing to do. However, by keeping the leaves in, I have a feeling that we're going to get this pattern into the dye. And I like that. So I'm doing this on purpose. So I'm leaving it all in there. The darker shirt is going to go in first. Here's going to go in with the yellow. The other one is going to go in with the bigger pot as well. And this, we'll just see if it spills over, which I think it will. Ouch. We might got her. We may have her in here. Okay, we're good. I just went and cut out some pieces to try to help with the experiment here. And I may not be getting good results because of the material. It's supposed to be cotton. I can't double check it right now because it's in the pot, right? So I'll have to double check it later what it's actually made out of. But I have here pure cotton, which will definitely dye under any circumstances. So this is definitely a go-to fabric here if I want to test it out. Put that in there. You can go in here. See if that will absorb. There we go. So far, we've done the test in the way it was meant to be tested. So it's been sitting in there for 1 hour. I'm a little disappointed in the results, but I'm going to go ahead and put this in overnight and we're going to see what it's like tomorrow morning. And so hopefully there's more of a dramatic change. I'll tell you, the oak leaves kind of stink. So, all right. Well, good morning. It's the next day. Okay. Okay. So, our results here. Look at this. This is the egg. Like, wow. Wow, that's my cat. Hello, dog. How are you, bud? And here is the onion, the red, yellow onion. And look at this. Hey, buddy. Wow, isn't that gorgeous? I'm not talking about the cat, or am I? Wow. And here's our egg test. So we got a nice little pale color here. That's all right. So there was some coloring after all. Also, we have that as a result. There it is. Gotcha. Hello. Okay. All right, so here we are. We have it all laid out for you and everything's been cleaned up. And we do have some results, but I do admit that the results are very, very small, and it's not exactly what I was hoping for. Clearly, there are some things that didn't turn out the way I was hoping for, and there's a good explanation for that. There are some steps in here that I totally forgot, and I'll tell you, I knew some things, and I just didn't realize that it was too late. I was too far into the process when I realized that, my gosh, I can't believe it was, I'll tell you, the moment that I realized that I had done something that I had known about that I forgot is when I had checked this egg here. This black is a result of the iron in my pot. This is a result of iron, which I totally knew. And so as we look through all of this, we see down here that we have the coloring, which, wow, the yellow really turned out really good onto the eggs. This is my base color of the white of the fabric. And then we had the oak leaves for here, which really just made a small little bit of coloring. And then our yellow onion, okay, really showed a lot onto the egg, and I guess made our color more rich. And then, interesting enough, on these swabs here is what I call a Rob color. In my world, it's a Rob green because I wear this all the time. So I began my morning wearing my Rob colors here. So it's just an off green that I love to wear. So here's the thing, right? My hope was to have this amber reddish color onto here. And what happens, and I knew this, if you want to change the color to a gray or blackish color, you're supposed to add iron into your mix. And I knew this. That's the crazy thing, is that I knew this. And here I am using a cast iron pot. And the only reason why I chose the pot was because I didn't have a lot of pots. And I had a few pots to play with, and this was my only other big pot. So this is something that we just don't learn nowadays. This is not something that is well known, you know? I've been thinking about this for years. How do we naturally dye clothes? And for thousands of years, they've had this capability. And it's one of these things where we take for granted the technology that has been given to us in the last century. And so learning how to do this in a natural way is almost, again, it's just one of these feelings that makes me just feel so connected. This is nothing to be ashamed of, that I did not get the results that I was looking for. This is the beginning process of learning, and I am sharing my experience with you. So hopefully you learn something by watching me. A bit of success, some failure, but I learned a lot, and then I'm grateful for the fact that I now know more about natural dyes. And color your clothes, color your eggs. Easter, anytime, look at this. This is gorgeous. A side success here is that I got some tannin for my aquarium. A lot of you have aquariums out there, and this is free. To get tannin is going to be like $30, $40, $50. What a fun experiment. And I am enjoying this process. I am enjoying life. And that's what this is all about. I messed up, but I say again, there's no shame in messing up when you're on a learning curve like this. And I can't wait to get to the next batch of what I'm going to do. So please subscribe to make sure that you follow along in that process. And I'm also going to get that quiver all jazzed up and dyed and jazzed up and all this fun stuff, so we can go out there and maybe practice shooting the bow and arrow in some style. And now I leave with you this hope that you will enjoy life, and I hope that you just take good care of yourselves and stay healthy. So until next time, enjoy life. Take care, and I wish you well.